Bonsoir, bonsoir à toutes, bonsoir à tous.
Good evening.
Bienvenue.
Welcome.
Ce soir, c'est une grande première
It's
à Strasbourg.
it's a real first here in Strasbourg. It's the first meetings, international meetings, science, art, and meditation. As you know, meditation is becoming more and more important in our modern societies. But meditation exists in all traditions, in all societies, and it has developed in very different cultural contexts. And today it is developing in the context of religions which are completely disconnected also from any beliefs. And if there is such a development, it is probably thanks to the courage and vision of a man who at the age of 39 brought in something in the health sector. He introduced meditation. This is John Kabat-Zinn, who is our main guest for these 2.5 days we're going to spend together. So you should imagine a little bit what was meditation 39 ago. So it wasn't something that was well considered in the health sector. People looked at meditation as something strange. And then over the years, and by scientific proof that was brought forward, scientific validation was brought to meditation. And after all these years, John Kabat-Zinn introduced meditations in spheres other than health. It's been proposed in prisons, in difficult neighborhoods, and in the economic world as well, where there's a great deal of suffering at work. And he introduced it also in the political world. So one can say that in France, we have followed these developments, and Strasbourg, with its hospitals, has done pioneering work, and we too have suggested meditation in the hospital world, in the university world, thanks to Jean Sibilia, who is our dean of the Faculty of Medicine. Don't say dean, because everybody wonders what a dean is, but anyway, thank you all for being here tonight. This is a great event for us because we've been preparing this event for the past few months, even years, and we are very moved to have this event. And I would like to thank Gérard and all the team that has been working so hard these last few years. And this is a real first. And Strasbourg, and perhaps I'm poaching in the waters of Alain Fontanel, well, it's already the capital of Christmas, but it now is going to become the capital of meditation. So this is indeed a very important event. And what I would like to point out, why do we have this event? Why are we mixing meditation, art, and science? I will approach this scientifically because that will be my role in the next 2.5 days. But how science and meditation combine and mix. You have to understand that that is a different vision of what is human that we want to give. We want to introduce more humanism in health. Everything is technical, and everybody says that the next doctor will be a digital doctor. We will introduce artificial intelligence, and we will go into post-humanistic society. But it should be done by concentrated on humanism. I come back to Strasbourg and to our region. We should inject humanism in the health of tomorrow, and thanks to our creativity of our institutions, we can do that. And we would like to share a message with you. And as I said, man is a whole. In our society, You deal with the people with chemotherapy, antibiotics, and when you say we're going to treat them differently, you saw what the debate was on acupuncture, but you're treating the body, but not the mind. There are societies, particularly Oriental societies, who have approached things differently. Buddhism gives a completely different impression of what the body and the mind is. And that is the red thread we've been following. And Gérard has put forward this idea. I only helped them because I believed what he said. He said that if you have the mind and the body together, you can treat people medically. And then we said, well, not only we're going to look after patients, but we're going to care for the doctors as well. So when you take someone as a whole, holistically, then you can move towards what is mindful. And this is what we want to share with you. So we have creativity, that's a key word, mindfulness, and if you meditate, you understand that that is very important. And I would like to add my little personal touch, is to be able to feel awe, to feel wonderment. So you will hear music, you will see artists, and we should be able, in such a harsh world where there is a loss of bearings and meaning, can we react to poetry, to science, to artistry? And now Albert Einstein, who was a major scientist, he said that if you are in awe of something, then you are going to create science and love. So if we can share creativity, mindfulness, and wonderment, I don't know whether we will succeed, but that is what we want to do, and we certainly want to share this with you for the next 3 days. Thank you for being here this evening, and please, I hope you will enjoy everything you will hear, and you will feel awe and wonder as well. Thank you.
Merci.
Thank you. I think it is important that these first meetings take place here in Strasbourg. I think perhaps it is the best place where we can welcome such an event. Dear Jean, you said that we are at the cutting edge of medicine here in Strasbourg. We have IRCAD, the CHU, and many other internationally recognized specialists who work here in Strasbourg. But we didn't simply stop at the scientific approach. You have introduced this new diploma in France, meditation and neurosciences. This is an opening towards a new approach where the human, the person, is at the very heart of the medical approach. And Strasbourg has a very long history that we're familiar with, and perhaps aside from being the European capital, we hope to be the capital of mindfulness and of well-being. You can see that in the place that we give to culture here in Strasbourg, the place we give to nature in Strasbourg. We've changed nationality several times here in Strasbourg. We saw what was the worst expression of what humans can do in the Second World War, and now we are also extremely sensitive because that is so important, and it's for all these reasons that it is very important that these meetings and the sharing we're going to have at this event takes place here in Strasbourg. And I thank you both for having taken this initiative, and I wish you a very good meditation weekend. So, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to experience in the next 2.5 days? We have a little idea about the role that art can play and how it helps us to access the world. Maybe you have a common experience with regard to the artistic expression and meditation. In fact, we have to deal with all our intelligences, not only the rational intelligence, but also our emotional intelligence, the intelligence of the heart, our intuition, the intelligence of our body. Art, as you said, Jean, will help us, in fact, to feel wonder and awe. And so does meditation if you train to meditate, and you have access to spontaneity and what is the mystery of life, which cannot be explained. So that is very important. So in these 2.5 days, we're going to have time for meditation that will be suggested to you. You will see artistic performance that you will be able to experience. And then we will establish a dialogue with experts and scientists and artists. So we're going to have a look at the different traditions of wisdom throughout the world, where you will find common elements. You can perhaps find such common elements in all traditions, but it's the universal aspects that we want to emphasize, and we want to talk about ethics as well. So through personal development, and that is part of my personal experience, it is possible to develop greater openness vis-à-vis others and apply things in favor of the public interest, be it in the economics, regenerative economy, through initiatives that take place in places where there is war, where there is extreme suffering, where through meditation you can find inner peace and perhaps outside peace. We're going to look at some scientific aspects because science has validated meditation. Of course, we require much more work, and we're going to talk about neurosciences, compassion, pain, how to age well, how to better age, prevention of Alzheimer, and you said that there is this link between the body and the mind. The two must be in unity. So I wish you a very good evening, and I will have the pleasure of welcoming Elisabeth Marshall, who is going to accompany us these 2.5 days. Welcome, Elisabeth. She is the editor at La Vie. She has responsible for the magazine Sens et Santé. She's interested in integrative medicine, and she has been a partner in this science, art, and meditation events. So, Elisabeth, thank you very much for being with us. Well, thank you very much. So, when you meditate, you have to install yourself properly. So I'm going to suggest to take a trip and travel with us. As Gérard said, we're going to meet scientists, artists, but it's a trip where you're going to meet yourself. You are intuitive, cognitive. We are a bit of all that. And during these 3 days, through meditation, it is all our facets, all our intelligence that we are going to look into. And we are going to start traveling. And we're going to start with an artistic. Meditation helps us to find ourselves again, to find our body. Sometimes we have windmills in our minds. So today, how does artistic expression can help us or help you to be present in the moment? How the movement and the word can bring us to what is essential. We're going to welcome two great artists who are going to talk about this. First of all, I would like to introduce Sylvie Guillemem. Just a few words about her, which will be far too brief. She discovered classical dance quite by chance when she was preparing to gymnastic championship. Claude Bessy saw in her a real dancer because of her long legs, and she was appointed star at the opera in Paris by Nureyev. But it was the stage of the opera and the stage of the world, because she became a guest artist at the Royal Ballet of London, and she traveled the world and in different repertories. Dance for Sylvie is tactile, human, personal, physical. Dance is a daily discipline. She says discipline is not a straitjacket, but paradoxically, it is a framework where you achieve greater freedom. But the real moment takes place on stage, and the more you are free of questioning, the more you can perceive harmony. And in order to deal with her stress, this great artist came to meditation, to be present. And that is something that changes your perspective. And that led her to mindfulness. After having stopped performing at the age of 53. Sylvie, she's also very much aware environmentally. She has committed herself to save the planet as well. We're going to talk about that with her. So tonight she's going to dance exceptionally in a ballet created by Russell Maliphant, a solo where the body speaks for itself in order to emphasize movement and music and to be in the light. So let us be present, and Jean-Gérard will introduce that. We're going to be open to feelings, to image, to music. And if you can, this is a small recommendation, don't take any photos. Thank you very much indeed.
Merci beaucoup, Elisabeth.
Thank you, Elisabeth.
Notre envie, c'est de vous.
Before we see this extraordinary performance, I would like you to take a few moments. Some of you are accustomed to this. For some of you, it will be completely new. I would like to invite you to sit comfortably, even more than you are now. Just settle comfortably and let us have a moment of silence, and I will guide you through this. Please turn your attention to the present moment inside you. It may be useful to close your eyes, but it's not an absolute must. But you can close your eyes. So, if anything comes to you, just welcome it. And it's quite likely that you will feel something in your body. You may experience thoughts. So I would like to invite you to bring your attention very gently to whatever that comes to you in these few moments. So you will feel wonder and that wonder
accès à ce dont nous faisons l'expérience.
should accompany your experience. We are preparing ourselves,
Quelques instants qui vont suivre.
preparing ourselves to witness the few moments that we will see now.